I don't even know if you can hear me right now because the wind is crazy up here, but we're at the Starship Enterprise.
Is that what it's called?
No.
Oh. We're Jordan and Emily. In March of 2022, we decided to quit our jobs and travel the world full time. In our last video, we explored Plovdiv, a city that has embraced its past and whose people live by the Bulgarian word
Ilak.
Today, we pile back into the car for a 3.5-hour drive north to Veliko Tarnovo.
This drive should only be 2.5 hours, but when we were looking at the drive last night online, we noticed there's a couple of things on the way that you kind of have to check out when you're in Bulgaria.
One of them's called like the UFO of Bulgaria, which is so weird.
So we have to get going because we've added an extra hour to the drive.
Turn right.
This road trip is nuts. The views we are getting already of the mountains, they are huge, like above the clouds. It looks like a wall.
I will say, Bulgarian roads and Bulgarian drivers are very interesting. Like you have long, straight stretches where you're supposed to go 50 k's an hour with like nothing either side of you. Everyone goes like 100, 120, but then there's a speed camera that everyone just like slams on the brakes for. Like everyone knows when to go fast and when to go slow. It kind of defeats the purpose. Like why don't you just make this long straight roads 100? The drivers are very good at letting us know when there's a speed camera. Like they flick the lights really well. So yeah, that's a big positive.
I would say confident drivers.
Yeah,
Confident.
very confident.
It is kind of scary, and everyone just overtakes so fast, and like it's hard to tell that they can see ahead, and they will slide back in with like the smallest gap between cars. Just pulled over because we saw some horses, and then the guys came up in the truck and started feeding them, and there's the massive mountains in the background and it's so dang pretty. Great stop. Ugh, road trips are the best. You could never plan to see something like that, but we just got to pull over on the side of the road because we saw some horses, the mountains in the background, all the colours of the changing trees, and the guys happened to pull up to start feeding them. So cool! On the road again.
I can't wait to get on the road again.
How cool was that?
That was very cool. Really underestimate the kind of stuff you can see when you rent a car. And in Bulgaria, when it's $13 a day, like it's a no-brainer.
You've arrived at your destination.
Just finished the eventful drive to the Thracian king's tomb. I hope it's open. Knew that was gonna happen. Reviews of the Thracian tomb. It had something at the front saying that it was 6 lev, but I think it might have been 6 lev for a tour. and free entry because we tried to pay and we just kind of walked in and walked out and no one really said anything, and it looked like someone else was giving a really long tour in Bulgarian.
I feel bad if we were meant to pay. We didn't say anything when we just walked past and walked in, or when we walked back out.
If it does cost 6 lev to get in, it's probably not worth it. It's literally a really small tunnel and then a chamber at the end where the body would have been buried and a few bits and bobs around there.
The coolest thing is that it was found so recently, which does make sense because it's literally just like a random hill in the middle of all this farming land.
We got a little bit of a view of our next destination from here, which is quite cool, but I think first we're going to grab some food.
Ooh, first. That sounds nice. I'm hungry. That's easier. Fries, maybe? Yes. Pulled over to the first restaurant we found. They do have an English menu, but the guy doesn't speak English, so we're pointing and trying to match it up with the Bulgarian menu.
And as we slowly climb the hill, I'm getting cold, so I'm going to go get my jumper.
You're that cold?
Yeah.
Chilly boy.
For lunch, I got a princess, colloquially known, but it's like a ham and cheese thing. Looks a lot like the thing we had when we were in Poland. It smells really good. Really nice cheese. It's ham and cheese on bread. Not too complex.
I love that fries with cheese is a thing here.
That sounded good.
I first got this in that mountain hut in Bansko, and I saw them on the menu again, so I just had to get it. I feel like this is a good road trip chili day.
Just like that, we're at the top of the mountain. Oh god.
It's so cold.
It is a lot colder, definitely went into single digits, and the wind chill is intense. I don't even know if you can hear me right now because the wind is crazy up here. But we're at the Starship Enterprise.
Is that what it's called?
No. Oh. It's actually called something that I can't pronounce, but it's a communist monument. Apparently, early days communists all met up here and decided to be communist or something along those lines. And they wanted to commemorate it, and they built this.
The views are amazing of all the hills. All the trees are like a browny orange colour. It looks like a Star Wars thing though.
It's a massive tourist attraction now. It's completely dilapidated and been left to rot, but some people do break in and see stuff.
Naughty.
I was researching it this morning actually, and there's like a live stream 24/7, so if you break in, like, you will be on the internet.
Oh my god.
So we probably won't do that.
So cold. The views are crazy. All the trees, I love it.
It is so cold up here, we have to keep ducking into these like little hideaways to get away from the wind. My hands are like frozen. It's so cold up here. I can't believe it's gonna get colder when we're in that Neolithic hut at the end of this trip.
This is cool though, not for the monument, even though that looks like Star Wars or Star Trek or something. Just the views around it, like the mountain with all the trees. Come up here for that, not this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and by cool I mean freezing.
No.
It's a pretty unusual place. Pretty unusual building and a pretty unusual place to have it.
I think the letters are freaking me out. They're like massive concrete letters and they're literally just hung on the wall with little hooks. It's so weird. I just can't get over the views. Imagine a restaurant up here. How nice would that be? Ooh, like a rotating 360 restaurant? That'd be cool. I think I'm only thinking of that because of the circle Star Wars shape. Next up, heater in the car. We have one more monument on our road trip and then we can finally go to Veliko Tarnovo. Seuthes.
I will again be very surprised if you can hear me. This wind is crazy, and the higher I go, the colder and quicker it gets. But we have come to another monument here. This one is celebrating when the Russians came down and forced the Turks out of Bulgaria, which is obviously a massive thing for them because the Turks were here for hundreds of years. So it's a really poignant monument and you can see it from ages away. But the landscapes. Emily was too cold, so she had to go back down to the car to get in the warmth, but it's worth coming out. A little bit less windy now, so I'm going to try and get out to this spit that people were on. Looks like the highest point around here, at least for a little while. Wow, you can see for so far. The wind is insane, but you can see so far. And I'm the only one up here. It's really cool. God, my eyes are watering. All right, back to the car. Whew, can't believe Emily missed this. She'll be happy about it though, because it's really cold. Whew.
How'd you go?
That was good, it's cold.
Yeah, you brought the cold in with you. That's so chilly. Now, like an hour and a half-ish, and we'll be in Veliko Tarnovo.
We drove up through these very, very tight winding streets. We're very close to the middle of town. This is where we're staying. but the host isn't talking to us and we don't have a code to get in, so maybe this is where we're staying. What happened?
My head on the door. I hope those shots look good because Jordan has now left me on the side of the road. And I assume he is driving around the block to come and get me. Oh, there he is.